So, hello and welcome back. We're going in podcast mode almost today. If the screen is really dark, it's because our power is out, which is annoying because most of my life comes out of plugs in the wall. But my camera had a charge and I figured, you know what? I should get at least a tiny bit ahead and read tomorrow's chapter since I can't do much else. So, sorry for the terrible lighting. If it is terrible, it might actually look better. I don't know. And fingers crossed that the power comes back on because I like power. But I figured I would make good use of my time and then maybe take a nap if it's still out after this, and read at least a chapter, maybe two, of Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne, where we got introduced to an antagonist in the form of Nix, Detective Nix. It's kind of funny because I think Nix is like short for, or Latin for not, or is that Knox? No, I think Knox is night. I don't know. I'm talking out of the side of my head because I'm frustrated because we have no power right now. But we're going to read at least one, perhaps two chapters, beginning with chapter 7, which once more demonstrates the uselessness of passports as aids to detectives. I love these titles. The detective passed down the quay and rapidly made his way to the counsel's office, where he was at once admitted to the presence of that official. "Counsel," he said without preamble, "I have strong reasons for believing that my man is a passenger on the Mongolia." And then he narrated what had just passed concerning the passport. "Well, Mr. Fix," said the counsel, "I shall not be sorry to see that rascal's face, but perhaps he won't come here. That is, if he is the person you suppose him to be. A robber doesn't quite like to leave traces of his flight behind him, and besides, he's not obliged to have his passport countersigned." "If he's as shrewd as I think he is, counsel, he'll come." "To have his passport visaed?" "Yeah. Passports are only good for annoying honest folks, and aiding in the flight of rogues. I assure you it'll be quite the thing for him to do. But I hope that you will not visa the passport." "Why not? If the passport is genuine, I have no right to refuse." "Still, I must keep this man here until I can get a warrant to arrest him from London." "Ah, that's what you want. But I cannot—" The counsel did not finish his sentence, for as he spoke a knock was heard at the door, and two strangers entered, one of whom was the servant to whom Fix had met on the quay, and the other, his master, held out his passport with the request that the counsel would do him the favor to visa it. The counsel took the document and carefully read it, while Fix observed, or rather devoured, the stranger with his eyes from the corner of the room. "You are Mr. Phileas Fogg," said the counsel, after reading the passport. "I am." "And this man is your servant?" "Yes, he's a Frenchman named Passepartout." "You are from London?" "Yes." "And you are going—" "To Bombay." "Very good, sir. You know that a visa is useless, and that no passport is required." "I know, sir," said Phileas Fogg, "but I wish to prove by your visa that I came through Suez." "Very well, sir." The counsel proceeded to sign and date the passport, after which he added his official seal. Mr. Fogg paid the customary fee, bowed, and went out, followed by his servant. "Well," said the detective. "Well, he looks and acts like a perfectly honest man," said the counsel. "Possibly, but that's not the question. Do you think, counsel, that this phlegmatic gentleman resembles feature by feature the robber whose description I have received? I concede that. But then you know all descriptions. I'll make certain of it, said Mr. Fix. The servant seems to me less mysterious than the master. Besides, he's a Frenchman. He can't help talking. Excuse me for a little while. And Fix left in search of Passepartout. Meanwhile, Mr. Fogg, after leaving the consulate, repaired to the quay and gave some orders to Passepartout, and went off to the Mongolia in a boat, descended into his cabin. He took up his notebook, which contained the following words: left London, Wednesday, October 2nd at 8:45 p.m. Reached Paris Thursday, October 3rd at 7:20 a.m. Left Paris Thursday at 8:40 a.m. Reached Turin by Mount Cenis Friday, October 4th at 6:35 a.m. Left Turin Friday at 7:20 a.m. Arrived at Barenzi Saturday, October the 5th at 4 p.m. Sailed on Mongolia Saturday at 5 p.m. Reached Suez Wednesday, October the 9th at 11 a.m. Total of hours spent 158 and a half, or in days, 6 days and 1/2. These dates were inscribed in an itinerary divided into columns indicating the month, the day of the month, and the day for the stipulated and actual arrivals at each principal point: Paris, Barenzi, Suez, Bombay, Calcutta, Singapore, Hong Kong, Yokohama, San Francisco, New York, and London, from the 2nd of October to the 21st of December, and giving a space for setting down the gains made or the losses suffered on arrival of every locale. This methodical record thus contained an account of everything needed, and Mr. Fogg always knew whether he was behindhand or in advance of his time. On this Friday, October the 9th, he noted his arrival at Suez and observed that he had as yet neither gained nor lost at all. He sat down quietly to breakfast in his cabin, never once thinking of inspecting the town, being one of those Englishmen who are wont to see foreign countries through the eyes of their servants. And that was the end of that chapter. And we will get another chapter once I get a drink. So I will be right back. All right, got a drink. Feel a little bit better. Still no power. Granted, that was a very short chapter, and who knows when the power will actually come back on, but it's not on yet. Boo hiss. Anyway, let's read another chapter. Chapter 8, in which Passepartout talks rather more, perhaps, than might be prudent. Fix soon joined Passepartout, who was lounging and looking around on the quay as if he did not feel that he, at least, was obliged to not see anything. Well, my friend, said the detective, coming up with him, is your passport visaed? Ah, 'tis you, is it, monsieur? Said Passepartout. Yes, thank you, the passport is all right. Then you're looking around? Yes, but we travel so fast I seem to be journeying in a dream. So this is Suez? Yeah. In Egypt? Certainly it's in Egypt. Which is in Africa? In Africa? In Africa, said Passepartout. Just think, monsieur, I had no idea that we should go farther than Paris, and that all I saw of Paris was between 20 minutes past 7 and 20 minutes before 9 in the morning, between Northern and the Lyons station, through the windows of a car, in driving rain. How I regret not having seen once more Père de Lachaise and the circus in the Champs-Élysées. So you're saying you're in a hurry, are you? I am not, but my master is. By the way, I must buy some shoes and shirts. We came away without trunks, only with a carpet bag. Hmm, I'll show you an excellent shop for getting what you want. Ah, Monsieur, you are too kind. And they walked off together, Passepartout chatting volubly as they went along. Above all, he said, do not let me lose the steamer. You have plenty of time. It's only 12 o'clock. Passepartout pulled out and looked at his big watch. 12? He said. Why, it's only 8 minutes before 10. Your watch is slow. Monsieur, my watch? It's a family watch, monsieur, which has come down from my great-grandpère. It does not vary 5 minutes in a year. It's a perfect chronometer. Look. I see how it is, said Fix. You've kept London time, which is 2 hours behind Suez time. You ought to regulate your watch at noon in every country. Me regulate my watch? Never. Well then, ain't gonna agree with the sun. So much the worse for the sun, monsieur. The sun will be wrong then. And the worthy fellow returned the watch to its fob with a defiant gesture. After a few minutes, Fix said, You left London awful quick then? I should think so, monsieur. Last Friday at 8 o'clock in the evening, Monsieur Fogg came home from his club, and 3/4 of an hour after, we were off. Where's your master going? Straight ahead. He's going around the world. Around the world, said Fix. Oui, and in 80 days. He says it is on a wager, but between us, I don't believe a word of it. That would not be common sense. There's something else. So your Mr. Fogg's a character, is he? Oh, oui, I should say so. Is he rich? Well, no doubt, for he is carrying an enormous sum in brand new banknotes with him. And he doesn't spare the money along the way either. He has offered a large reward to the engineer of Mongolia if he gets us to Bombay ahead of time. So have you been with your master a long time? Said Fix. Oh, mais non. I entered his service the very day we left London. The effect of these replies upon the already suspicious and excited detective can only be imagined. The hasty departure from London soon after the robbery, the large sum of money carried by Mr. Fogg, his eagerness to reach distant countries, the pretext of which being an eccentric and foolhardy bet, they all confirmed Fix in his theory. He continued to pump poor Passepartout, and learned that he really knew little, or nothing actually, of his master, who lived a solitary existence in London, was said to be rich, though no one knew where his riches came from, and was mysterious and impenetrable in all of his affairs and habits. Fix felt sure that Phileas Fogg would not land at Suez, but was definitely going on to Bombay. Monsieur, is Bombay far? Said Passepartout. Yeah, about 10 days away by sea. What country is it in? India. Is that in Asia? Certainly. Ah, monsieur, I was going to tell you, that's one thing that worries me, my burner. Your what? My gas burner. I forgot to turn it off, and which is at this moment burning at my expense. I have calculated, monsieur, that I lose 2 shillings every 24 hours, exactly 6 pence more than I earn, and you will understand the longer this journey. Did Fix pay any attention to Passepartout's trouble about his gas? Not likely. He was not listening. He was cogitating a project. Passepartout and he had now reached the shop where Fix left his companion to make his purchases, after recommending him not to miss his steamer, and hurried back to the consulate. Now that he was fully convinced, Fix had quite recovered his equanimity. "Counsel," he said, "I no longer have any doubt. I've spotted my man. He passes himself off as an odd stick who's going around the world in 80 days." "Hmm, then he's a sharp fellow," said the counsel, "and counts on returning to London after putting the police off of the 2 continents on his track." "Yeah, we'll see about that," said Fix. "Are you sure you're not mistaken?" "I'm not mistaken." "So why was this robber so anxious to prove by visa that he had gone through Suez?" "I have no idea. But listen to me." He then said in a few words the most important parts of his conversation with Passepartout. "In short," said the counsel, "appearances are wholly against this man. What are you going to do?" "I'm going to send a dispatch to London for a warrant of arrest to be dispatched instantly to Bombay. I'm going to take passage on the Mongolia and follow this rogue to India. And there, when we're on English ground, I will arrest him politely with my warrant in my hand and my hand on his shoulder." Having said these words, with a cool, careless air, the detective took leave of the consul and repaired to the telegraph office, where he sent the dispatch which we have seen to the London police office. A quarter of an hour later found Fix with a small bag in hand, proceeding on board the Mongolia, and before many more moments that notable steamer rode out at full steam all upon the waters of the Red Sea. And that was the end of chapter 8. These chapters are very short and very punchy, and they kind of remind me of what you hear about the old serial movies, which I've never seen, but has been a style that's been much repeated. And I could see this coming out as like a weekly magazine supplement so that people could like sit around and talk about, oh, who do you think Mr. Fix is? Oh, do you think Mr. Fogg is actually the robber? If you don't have much to do, this could be a very exciting way to read. Anyway, no power. I guess I'm going to go find something else to do, but thank you as always for listening. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 chapters. I'm going to go drink lots of water since I can't make tea, and I'll talk to you later.